righty, Andrew Hohman, I'm here to say I was wrong. I thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers improved at the quarterback position, moving on from the 2021 version of Ben Roethlisberger. But after 3 games of data from Mitch Trubisky, I can say that this offense has not benefited from the switch at quarterback. In fact, I think it's gone worse in a bad way, and it's gone so bad that fantasy owners are starting to question, what the hell do I do with my Pittsburgh Steelers offensive skill players? As someone who's near and dear to the situation, how are you feeling about this one, man?
The only thing I can say is I'm happy I didn't draft anybody off of my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Sometimes you just can't be a homer in fantasy, right?
Right. I would be afraid of playing any of them right now. Diontae Johnson, obviously the talent is still there, and all 3 are talented. You saw the catch that Pickens made, and each one of them has made a spectacular catch this season. But
it's a shame you don't get extra points for style.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I mean, Claypool hasn't had one signature game so far this season. Diontae Johnson, I mean, he does what Diontae Johnson does, short intermediate routes, but none that has really propelled any fantasy owners. So with that said, do you just have to bench them all? And which ones do you just need to cut outright?
It's tough. I think Pickens is still a hold. And the thing is I think if Kenny Pickett comes back, who knows what could happen. He's shown some stuff in the preseason that says that he could potentially bring some of these guys back into relevance.
But according to your head coach, Mike Tomlin, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen this week.
No, and I'm sad about that because I think that with the 10 days between games, that would be the optimal time to do it. Give him more chance to digest that he's going to be the guy, give him more time to game plan for the next team and be ready to go. But it doesn't sound like that's going to happen.
So Kenny Pickett might not come in until after the bye week. That's probably the estimation that a lot of people are putting on this. If this continues to get any worse, and it's hard to get worse than losing to your division rival in a primetime game against a backup quarterback, a guy who's only starting because the starting quarterback is out 11 weeks for misconduct. That's an issue for the Steelers as a whole. You still think that Pickens is a hold? Yeah. Claypool, outright drop, right?
I don't know that I think you should outright drop him either. I mean, he's still showing that he's got all the talent in the world.
I got injuries. I have Keenan Allen. I have Chris Godwin. Maybe I want to hold on to Dak. Can I keep Chase Claypool?
I think the top 3 Steelers receivers are worth holding on to if you can. If you need to drop them, I mean, I would keep Diontae Johnson. But the other 2, if you need to drop them, it'll be all right.
And Diontae Johnson, we looked at him as a wide receiver 1 last year. How are you looking at him this year? Do you think his ceiling is at best he can maybe scratch that wide receiver 2 again?
I think he's an okay wide receiver 2 at this point. I wouldn't drop him as low as flex yet, but I mean, he had 8 for 84 this last week. That's not bad. That's a good game from a receiver, but
just no touchdown luck.
Yeah, no touchdown luck.
Through 3 games, the targets are 12, 10, 11. You love that.
Yeah.
You love that targets, but it's
volume.
Starting to look a little bit like Cortland Sutton a couple of years ago, just receptions to targets, about 5 to 6 missed a game. And, I think even had a bad drop, if I remember right, in that Browns game.
Yeah. I don't know if that play would have turned into anything or not. He thinks it would have, but
when you have more fumbles than touchdowns, that's a problem.
Yeah. The Steelers offense has 4 touchdowns in 3 games. That's not what you want to see. I hope that it improves. I just don't know if it's going to with Trubisky.
Freiermuth, anything there?
He didn't even get a catch until late in the 4th. Yeah, he ended up with 2 for 41, and he looked all right while doing it, but that was the only targets he even got.
So if Kenny Pickett is named the starter next week, who is the wide receiver that benefits out the gate the most?
I think Pickens would be the one that would benefit the most. They had a rapport in the preseason. They looked good together. I think that he could be a guy that would improve with Pickett under center.
All right, guys, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, check us out on social media at Juju Talk Sports, Andrew Hohman on Twitter. Stay safe, happy, and healthy, and we'll see you next time.